I feel like Michael is being used as a pawn, and my son is completely caught in the middle of this. The minute that Kim and I don't get along or I disagree with something she says, she takes my son from me again.
What Jerica needs to know is if she doesn't learn to control herself, I will refuse to let Michael around her.
I feel like they're trying to punish me, and they're punishing him.
I'll have no choice but to not let Michael be around her because of everything he's been through already.
He's been ripped out of my life multiple times. He's being treated poorly by her, and it's all because I believe she doesn't like me.
The bottom line is I am Michael's mother, and it's my job to protect him.
I have a family law expert here that I wanted to comment on this. I'd like to introduce family law attorney Atousa Saei. I'm concerned with Atousa, the cavalier nature with which they seem to be disregarding all of this. What do you say about all of this?
To begin with, you guys are all criminals. You guys have no business even being around this child. I don't know which one of you to start with, but I'm sorry that you're having troubles with addiction, but your issues go way deeper, and you have no business being around this child, and you keep saying, I made mistakes. You just made that same mistake again 48 hours ago. I don't think you realize that you're still on drugs. You're not off drugs, you're not clean. You don't deserve to have your rights back. You don't deserve to be around this kid. You can't be a stable person in this child's life until you get it together. To make matters worse, you had another child after you lost Michael, and you still didn't learn your lesson. Every single time something bad happens, you resort to drugs and you make yourself the victim. You're not the victim. You have an addiction problem. And as far as you go, sir, quite frankly, you haven't really been a father, because what she said was telling. She said when you were going through a separation, you knew she was addicted. You knew she was doctor shopping. You knew she was getting meds that she shouldn't have been on. But what did you do? You left Michael in her care, didn't you? You left him in her care, and you went away, and you went on with your life, and it wasn't until you saw needles that you decided to take action. You should have taken action way before that, even if it was an inconvenience, because you're the dad. You are a father. You have absolute moral obligations to this child. You don't leave your child in the care of an addict until it gets so bad that you're afraid he's going to reach for needles. And ma'am, quite frankly, you took on the responsibility of caring for this child. This isn't a pet you take back to the pound. You don't take your pet back like the pedophilia issues.
I was trying to keep him out of state custody because they were going to take him to get him somewhere to stay.
You had no business returning that kid back to her knowing she's an addict. That's absolute negligence. It's negligent. None of you have, for one moment, spoken about the best interest of this child. All I hear is me, 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 me. He said, she said, he said, she said. Which one of you has ever said, this is about Michael?
Both of us?
No, not really.
Yeah, we have.
Not really. Because all I heard was, I'm overwhelmed, I didn't know what to do, I called CPS, I had nobody else to take care of him, and you, well, I really don't know what to do, I just thought I can't handle it, so maybe Kim could.
If this gets embroiled in a court battle, that is exactly the attitude the court is going to take about this.
Yeah.
So, listen, I'm trained in forensic psychology. I've been called on by the courts to come in and evaluate the fitness of a parent. And what people don't understand, when a forensic psychologist gets called in to determine fitness of a parent, it's not a horse race. They don't come in and say, who's the most fit? The question is anybody fit? Everybody can fall short of the standard, and nobody can wind up with custody of the child. It's not like you're better than her and you're better than him, so somebody wins. It can be that nobody's fit, and you can wind up with all of these children becoming wards of the state and wind up in a very broken foster care system.